All right, so I switched over to the PC version of Tableau for my PC users, and I want to talk now about charts that display data over time. So line and area charts. Let's make a new one here, and let's call this sales over time. And we've got a date field. Let's go, well, first of all, let's grab sales, put that on the rows. And then we've got our order date right here. Let's add that to columns. So the first thing we get, notice that year, or order date just gave us the year. It recognizes that because it's a date time, it has certain components like year, month, quarter, and day. And if I look right here, this shows me those different options that I can display this over. So if I go back to year again, this is the sum of sales or total sales by year. If I change this to quarter, now it's the sum of each quarter for each year. So in other words, this is 20, whatever those years were. There's 4 of them, 2018 to 2022 or something like that. It's the sum of all sales for quarter 1, 2, 3. Now, what's this useful for? Understanding what we call periodices are. So I always do worst in quarter 1 and best in quarter 4. So combined across all years. Now I could change this to average, just in case I have some differences in my years. And sure enough, what I find now, if I look at average, is that quarter 1 is actually my best, which means that I might have incomplete data in my data sets. And quarter 2 is my worst. So maybe in one of my first year, maybe I don't have all data in there. So that's useful. Anyway, I'm going to go back to sum for now because I want to show a couple other things. If I change quarter to month, again, notice each month is only listed once. Again, that's showing me the sum total for each month across every year. Now, if I really want to look at this over time, I don't want to sum this up across every January from 2018 to 2022. I want to see each January separate for each year. To do that, I need to treat my date not as a dimension, but as a measure, or not as a categorical value, but as a numeric value. And to get the numeric or measure versions, I come down here to these. Notice it's giving you a clue saying that, year, it's going to go across all years, or month is going to give you all Mays in one, whereas down here, month is May of a particular year, meaning it's going to break it apart by year. So I'm going to come down here to this year, and I still have my years just like I did above, but the difference is now when I break this out, I'm going to change quarter to month now. Now I'm going to get each month by year. So 2018, even though it's not showing you the months, I have this, however, this is January 2018, February, March, April, May, and so forth. So now it's broken up by month. So we call this a line chart. By the way, let's see, I can change my title so that's different from my sheet name by double clicking on this. And I can change this to a variety of things. I'm going to call this sales by month now. It's not just over time. Okay. And I also want to change this from a line chart to an area chart. So I'm going to go down to show me, and notice I have some other options here. So I've got a discrete version where it puts lines in between to show clear delineation among months, or I can just have it smoothly connect. There we go. That's what I wanted. Let's use that one. So now I see my sum of sales each time. Now let's add something to our tooltip here. And our labels. I'm going to put profit ratio on the tooltip, so when I hover over, I get profit ratio as well. Once again, in case you've forgotten, I'm going to format this. We learned that it's on the pane, and under default, I want to change numbers to percentage. I'm going to do no decimal places this time. There we go, profit ratio, 10, 11, 12, 13, good. Then I'm going to close that out, and I want to add I want to break this apart by category. So I'm going to go to category and put this on color. There we go. Now I get this stacked version of the chart. So I can see my profit ratios divided up across each one of my categories. So this can be very useful. Now I'm not going to get into forecasting it. We'll save that for another video. But let's add a filter or two. I'm going to start with an order date filter. I'm going to include everything, all dates. Okay, I simply want this so that I can show a filter over here and choose to narrow in on certain dates if I want to, just because that can be pretty useful too. And I think we'll leave this one at that. So this is our how to show data over time with both line and area charts.